Hey guys, what's going on? I'm off work for the next week or so. So it is blitz mode time for the Honda. Alright, here we go. Up first, I did not know, because I didn't look closely enough at the service manual whenever I was looking through it. In order to get the overflow reservoir mounted, the engine needs to be out of the frame. So I have to now take the engine back out of the frame and put this in, and then put the engine back again. So this is kind of a round two redeeming myself sort of thing for making a bad video of putting the engine in the frame in the first place. So we're going to set the camera up over here, and we're going to switch to time-lapse mode, and I'm going to take the engine out and put it back in again, just to demonstrate how easy it is? Question mark? Alright, at this point, it is clear enough from the frame that I can get the coolant reservoir installed. So that's what we're going to do next. There we go. Found some screws that will work. Super cool. All that just to put that little reservoir back in there. Alright, motor is back in the frame, ready for action. And the reason that I was concerned about putting the coolant reservoir in, besides the fact that it needs to be there in order for the bike to function properly, I got some coolant today. And before you ask, I did confirm that this is silicate free. I have an Airbox coming because I didn't want to try to figure out how to fabricate a bracketry to mount the battery and all the electrical stuff on, and B, also be able to mount the side covers on. I could have done it. I have done more complicated fabrication in the past. I don't feel like doing it whenever there's, you know, $50 Airboxes on eBay. Just buy the thing, you know? But anyway, that's on the way. It's supposed to be here Monday. It is currently Saturday as I'm recording this. And yeah, let's put some stuff together. So, the coils here, I don't believe that they're mounted correctly on the CX500 Custom, which is what I have here. There's not enough space under the tank here for it to clear those mounting points and you know, go over the coils, as it were. This doodad up here also blocks the tank from being able to settle where it needs to be. It wouldn't fit even if it were, you know, in the correct position. Kind of like these guys. There's a little doodad that goes in there to hold the front of the tank in place, and you can see pretty clearly here the tank hits the coils. I've seen other CX500 customs online with people working on them, and it appears that they have kind of a little strap arrangement for the coils. So I'm going to have to dig through my totes full of various parts and pieces under here and see if I can come up with that little strap arrangement. Alright, we're back. So, time has passed. It is now Monday. Throughout the course of the day on Sunday, I fiddled with the bike some more. I couldn't find the little strappy doodle, but I did find a, you know, a big worm clamp that was big enough. And this is, you know, pretty crappy. This is a bad solution to the problem. I was using this little wire here as a ground strap to connect to this stuff and whatever, blah blah blah. It doesn't matter. This is bad. Don't do this, because it'll make sparks. But anyway, I've kind of got the electrical stuff sort of where it's supposed to be mounted up, at least enough to be functional. I had everything sort of, you know, installed on the bike in order to test fire, test run, let the bike warm up. I let the cooling system heat cycle to make sure that the radiator wasn't going to leak, because I was concerned about that. Also, during the course of that fiddling, I messed with the exhaust a little bit. I cut some pipes down to kind of match the length of the pipe that's on the H-box, and I need to bend these pipes a little bit so that they will fit correctly. Have the exhaust pipes, I'm pretty sure those are from the GL, but you know, they're the same on the CX, just the mounting is a little bit different because of, you know, things, whatever. Anyway, heat cycled the bike, made sure the cooling system was going to work, made sure all the electrical stuff was going to work, actually fixed the wire terminations here going into the new key switch so that it wouldn't blow fuses every time I turn the switch on, because, you know, nobody wants that. And then, yeah, today what I'm going to try to do is go to my capital J job shop and actually get some appropriate length bolts through here so that these will be, you know, bolted together correctly. and I'm going to make probably just like a sheet metal piece, or steel strap, something to go across the top of these that I can attach to this worm clamp somehow or another to get the coils mounted. I want the coils to be mounted, and they need to be mounted because they need to have contact with the frame to ground. So yeah, I need to go fix that. And while I'm at the shop, I'm going to attempt to put a little bit of a bend in this region right here to match the sort of upturn that the pipes do on the H-box. That way, whenever this is on the bike, it will actually fit, and the exhaust pipes will be able to hang, not the exhaust pipes, the mufflers will be able to hang here like they're supposed to, and then we'll be that much closer to riding the bike. But yeah, whenever you get down towards the end of a project like this, you're always going to run into fiddly little issues, and I have ran into several fiddly little issues. Another one, I don't know if this is the wrong radiator or what, but whenever the tank is on here, it actually contacts the radiator cap. So that's not great. And these little tabs that were right here, the little posts that came off of the frame, had to cut those off in order for the tank to clear, because the tank didn't clear. Oh, the tank's over there. And yeah, everything is proceeding apace, but I just keep running into little problems. But let's go to the shop and fabricate a thing and bend some things and come back, and then we'll do some more stuff. Okay, bye. Cool. So now what we've got is a couple of pipes with a couple of bends in them that are, roughly the same shape as, the inlet and outlet on the H-box. So that should do the jobby. Alright, so for the coil mounting bracket, I was way overthinking it. I was trying to involve a, worm clamp and blah-de-blah. But I already had these two little tubes that I had cut down to 40 millimeters. And I found some bolts that were long enough to go between the two. And what I'm going to do now is just cut a couple of pieces of this piece of scrap metal and weld them on either side. Leave them kind of long so that, I can cut them down later if I need to. Then I will just drill a couple of holes in there and drill a couple of holes on either side of the backbone of the frame and run a big long bolt all the way through that and use that to mount the coils. Alright, back home, I've started the process of getting this little doodad mounted up. I have marked some holes, or some marks on the frame where I'm going to drill, and then we'll run the big bolt through and job done. There we go. That's fine. That'll do just fine. Alright, got the exhaust mocked back up on the bike, featuring the new bins that I have made, and they actually fit like they're supposed to. The mufflers go onto the attachment points that they're supposed to go onto, and yeah, should be okay. Alright, so next problem to try to tackle. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get the tank mounted up and just kind of see how it goes. Wish me luck. Alright, tank's on. It is a very, very tight fit against the radiator cap. And it is a very, very tight fit up here. It's less than ideal. Maybe a little bit more clearancing on the seam up here so that that doesn't contact. Because, you know, that's almost at full lock right there, and nowhere near full lock that way, but, or possibly even just tilting the handlebars forward would take care of that issue. Let's try that. Now it'll go all the way that way and that way. And this, of course, is a consequence of having a GL500 front end on the bike. It would not be an issue if this was a CX triple tree on the bike. All right, we're back. So just a little beetle of grooming on either side there. Let's see how we do now for clearance. But it's basically at full lock. And this stuff will be routed differently so that it can go all the way. So yeah, that's as near as makes no difference. It is at full lock, both directions. Bonks the tank just a little, just a smidgety, but you will be able to turn the bike around whenever you are stationary. I didn't find exactly the right bolt, but I found one that'll work. And now the tank is very secure. This doesn't like latch the same way as that does. Well, beans. Guess I have to get a fuel cap too. Oh boy, that's exactly what I was hoping to have to do. Alright, got the exhaust kind of mocked up again and made a few little tweaks. I have baffles inside of these tubes right here now, and makes it a little bit quieter. I can actually talk over it now and hear myself. Alright, another morning out here in the shop with the Honda. I finally got my Airbox. It ended up arriving on Tuesday. It's now Thursday, and my blitz mode on the Honda has kind of slowed down a little bit because I'm just enjoying my time off a little bit. Leave me alone. So anyway, I'm going to now attempt to install the Airbox over there on the counter into the bike, and we'll see how this goes. And we're back. I've been doing a whole lot of fiddling, and just wanted to kind of listen to music and put things together, you know? That's what it's all about. So anyway, yeah, I've got this rat's nest all sort of secure for the most part. I am 100% confident that this is not how it is supposed to be arranged in the owner's manual, or the service manual rather, but this is how I am going to arrange it. Now, I'd mentioned previously my desire to put some uni-style pod filters on here. Now that I've got the Airbox on here, why wouldn't I just get the tubes that connect it to the carburetors and use the Airbox? The bike will run a lot better. Anyway, yeah, so the battery is now secure and installed and ready to go. The side covers fit whenever I tested them, so all of this stuff here will just kind of be covered up whenever the side covers are on there, and everybody will be happy. I even put the brake switch on for the rear drums. We got that kind of set up. I also did some beautiful welding on this mid pipe. Looks great. And the plan after that is to attach a little section of this pipe that I cut off onto the muffler, and then slide that into this flared section and clamp it down to attach the mufflers. And that should be plenty secure. The baffles are now welded inside of this piece of pipe, so it is baffled and a good bit quieter than the stock setup, or the open pipe setup rather, that I had going on before. So, you know, this is, even as it is, it's relatively secure. It's got room to move, which it needs, because, you know, the metal expands and all that. But yeah, just plugging right along, doing little jobs here and there to sort of finish getting everything assembled, in the hopes that either tomorrow or Saturday, or maybe even Sunday, I will get a chance to take this puppy out for a test ride, see how it rips, because I'm sure it's gonna rip. Let's get back to it. All right, it's Saturday, and I got a lot of stuff done on the bike yesterday. Primarily I was getting all of this up here kind of arranged. This is obviously supposed to be inside of the headlight bucket, and it's behind the headlight bucket, but it's fine. It's fine. Brakes are hooked up and functioning. The gauges all work. I don't know if this stuff works or not. I just kind of hooked it up and hope for the best. We're getting very close to running and riding. Oh, you may notice that there's a different front wheel on the bike. I swapped the front wheel off of the GL because whoever had been fiddling with that wheel in the past had put a spacer in here where the speedometer drive goes, and hooked up, or was, you know, in the process of hooking up a digital speedometer. I don't have a digital speedometer, so I needed to put that back on here, and that axle is like stuck, so that's gonna have to be revisited at a later date. But anyway, yeah, I got this on here. Everything is lubed up and ready to go. I got the clutch cable installed, and it works just fine. I have a lot of mirrors in the parts over there. I think that there's actually some in that box under there too. I have a lot of mirrors to choose from, so I'll put some mirrors on the bike. But yeah, this morning I'm going to attempt to fit this headlight ring into this headlight bucket, because it doesn't actually fit in there. I'm going to drill some holes and zip tie it or something. I don't know. Just for the sake of being able to take the bike out on a ride, because that's what this has all been about, is getting it on the road and riding it. But yeah, getting the headlight in position, hooking up the tail light and brake light, and getting the petcock on, and running a piece of fuel hose with a fuel filter in it is all that's left. And obviously putting the seat on is all that's left to get this puppy out for a test ride. Charged the battery last night because I killed it. I put a couple of the pod filters on here and like jammed them into the box, and that's obviously not a permanent thing, but you would not believe how much money people want for this stupid little sections of hose, or whatever you want to call them, the breather tubes, whatever. You would not believe how much people are asking for these things. It is absolutely ridiculous. And fuel caps? Jesus Christ. There is a fuel cap on eBay for this bike that is $189, and I'm like, it is a fuel cap, dude. What do you think you have? Anyway, I found a generic $15 fuel cap on Amazon. Should be just fine. So that's on the way. In the meantime, I'll probably slap this ill-fitting one on there just so that I have something on there to keep it from splashing out. I need to fix the brake pedal. Yeah, anyway, there's just a few more little bits and pieces that I need to address in order to get the bike together enough to take it for a test ride. And I'm gonna go over all of the bolts and nuts and bolts and everything, and make sure everything's tight before I take it out on the road, because I'm not a ding dong. But yeah, I'm getting really excited because it's close. We're very close. We're probably about this close. It's supposed to be really nice. The weather's supposed to be really nice today. So the goal is this evening to go for a test ride. So all right, everybody, it is time. I don't have a headlight, but that's not important because it's still light out and I'm only going down the street and back. Tire pressures are good. Everything is tight. Everything is secured. Brake function has been confirmed. I have a mirror. The brake lights work. Everything that needs to work in order for the bike to go down the road is functioning. So I'm gonna go follow that guy. Let's go. good bike. I love it. I love it when a plan comes together. Or whatever. Brakes are a little vague. But it shifts great. It got up to temperature and stayed there. So the cooling system's working. Might have a little bit of seepage out of the rear case there. You can snug those bolts up. That's not a big deal. I figured that there would probably be a little bit of that once actually got the bike up to temperature. Good job, bike. Good job, me. Yeah, yeah. That kickstand doesn't really let the bike lean over very much. And I know that there's people out there that are like, there's no way that that bike is going to be able to ride on those low rear shocks like that without bottoming out. Well, guess what? It didn't bottom out. It did great. It was like, it just wanted to show everybody what the deal is, and I was like, let's go. And it was like, yeah, I'm not going to bottom out. And it didn't bottom out. It was perfect. Everything was perfect. Everything works just like it's supposed to. Unsurprisingly, I got leaky fork seals. But yeah, dude, this bike wants to run. It is like, let's go, my dude. And I'm like, okay, let's go. It's great. It's great. Might need to bump up to a slightly bigger bore on the master cylinder, possibly. I did end up leaning the bars, tilting the bars back just a little bit to make them easier to deal with. But yeah, everything works. Everything's great. What a good bike. It's just good. It's just a good friggin' bike, you guys. Come on. Let's go. Woo, 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 woo. All right. See you next time. Thanks for watching.